We tried to do it right, we said we always will. The best we had to give is what we gave. The years went on, we thought we had it made. You always kept me guessing, what did you really want? That part of you was missing, you kept me strung along. I played your silly game, I called your name, but it's not the same as the first time. I'll have to say it's the last time I'll play this game. I tried to learn what to do to treat you right. You picked and screamed and put up quite a fight. You know I did my best to make you see there's no one better here for you than me. You always kept me guessing, what did you really want? That part of you was missing, you kept me strung along. I played your silly game, I called your name, but it's not the same as the first time. I'll have to say it's the last time I'll play this game. I can't play this game with you. I won't play this game with you. You always kept me guessing, what did you really want? That part of you was missing, you kept me strung along. I played your silly game, I called your name, but it's not the same as the first time. I'll have to say it's the last time I'll play this game.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to It Matters Radio. This is Monica Brinkman, and I will be hosting along with the wonderful Carrie Hall. Hello, Carrie.
everybody.
Carrie always
Yep.
joins us on Sunday for our special musical guest interviews. And I see a gentleman here with us today. Carrie, could you introduce us?
Yes, I am so in love with this guy's music. I just have to tell you, right? The guitar just drives me nuts. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the delightful Ian Kay. He is a musician from Ontario, Canada. He's been singing and playing guitar in popular bands for years. And he just writes great music, great guitar licks. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, hello, Ian.
Making me blush.
Yeah, how do you follow that, right?
So, exactly.
No doubt.
So, Ian, how did you start out in the music business? What drew you to modern rock?
Yeah, no, it's a long story. I started a long time ago. I was 9 years old. I met a friend in school. I thought it was the coolest thing ever that he played guitar and he could do all these rock songs and stuff. And one thing led to another. Next thing you know, I bugging my parents for a guitar. They bought me one and some lessons. And, eventually I learned how to play. And 40 years later, I'm still learning. So.
But that's great you said that, because some people, when you start to think you know it all, you better get out of the business.
Well, I could have done a better job of learning, years ago as well. And I guess I was, but there's always something more you can do with it for sure, right? And actually, in recent years, I took a more theoretical approach to guitar because I was teaching with the goal in mind of maybe making a bit of extra cash. I had students for a while, and maybe if I needed to help the kids through school or something like that. But anyway, it proved to be too much with my job and my bands and everything like that. I couldn't do that.
But that had to be fulfilling.
Well, it was a cross between fulfilling and not fulfilling.
You mean irritating?
Some people learn better than others, and other people aren't cut out for it, I guess, and whatever. And it's pretty for me anyway, it seems fairly easy to observe when you put that in somebody's hand, and and week over week you go back and you see the progress they've made or haven't made, and you start to figure out, oh yeah, you could play, and no, you probably can't.
Yeah, what happens when you get to that point where you just know that this person, the guitar wasn't for them?
Well, then I guess
Is
they
that a
learn how
hard
to
thing?
they play the bass.
Ah, reminds me of Stu Sutcliffe for some reason. That name comes to mind for some reason. You've written so many great songs. One did go to top 20, number 13, and I believe that was Yesterday.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
talk a little bit about Yesterday and the genesis of that song.
Yesterday was a song that I wrote for in around 2014, I guess, and it was on my Unwell EP. I released an EP that had, I think, 5 songs on it, and Yesterday was on that. It was actually one of my favorites, and I submitted it, in Montreal here in Canada to a station there, CJIM, I think they're called, and anyway, they have a pretty big indie following or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, for that year in 2015, it went to 13 of the top 20. So I was pretty elated with that. I've had a couple of my songs have done well at different times for different things. I actually had I don't know if you know it or not. One of my songs, Linger, that was off that same EP back in the day. It went to the top 50 rock charts. As a matter of fact, if you were to Google it, Digital Radio Tracker, you'd be able to find it there. Back in around February 2015. I think it peaked at 31 in the top 50 rock charts down in the U.S. actually, so I was pretty pleased with that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
even
would.
to get in there.
Oh yeah, no,
I don't care if
absolutely.
you're
And I
number
found it by
50.
accident. So, but what's funny is, like you guys probably know, and we're probably going to talk about it later. I signed recently with World Music Stage Records,
Yes.
and so I just did a new album release with Grant at World Music Stage. And that album's called Just Like Me. My last album was called Never Let Me Go, and of course it was a like a self-released effort as well as the EP. I'm going to re-release the last album, Never Let Me Go, under Grant and World Music Stage, probably coming in December. And
Okay.
I'm actually taking Yesterday and Linger from the EP and putting both of them onto that record as additional songs. So I've already got the songs mixed and mastered, and they're sounding great. And I got a couple to catch up on, and then that'll be happening. I'm looking forward to it.
And that's not that far away either.
There was-
Yeah, a
No,
lot of
no.
work going on, isn't there?
Believe me.
So, yeah, exactly. So in 2016, you kind of changed the focus of your musical efforts. Talk a little bit about that. You went from
from-
recording to
Yeah,
stage.
25. So I had been asked by a guy to do a show here in Peterborough where I live. And I didn't have a band because at the time I really hadn't considered playing live. I just sort of considered writing and releasing songs. And I had the idea that I would maybe release singles and, just do that every now and again. But he asked. And, of course, I have a good circle of friends. And I put the band together in about 15 minutes. The gig fell through, but I ended up with another one that was for a Toys for Tots, like a toy drive, around Christmas time.
Oh, that's wonderful.
If memory serves, it was December 12th of 2015, and that was the first E&K gig. So,
Wow.
yeah, and then from
How
there,
was it?
it was
Yeah.
awesome. We had a fabulous night. Honestly, I was a little on the winter time. I had kind of the winter blues with I felt like I could have sang maybe better or something, but we were well received. It was just a great night all the way around, and actually it was the start of something really good for me because I think on average I'm playing right now maybe 20 shows a year with E&K or whatever, and of course I play in other bands, so to be honest with you, overall I probably play maybe 70 shows a year, right, which is more than every weekend. Like it's a lot. So, and I work.
So, do you have a favorite venue, and do you have a least favorite venue where you performed?
He's
Well-
not going to name names, right?
Yeah, no, I definitely have a least favorite venue where I perform, but I don't want to name names.
Okay.
Suffice it to say, it was in Detroit.
Okay, that's fine. We'll take general.
We
generosity.
understand now.
We understand.
And yeah, for E&K, favorite venues, I'd like playing at the Opera House in Toronto. Actually, that's a pretty sweet gig,
Yeah.
and that would definitely be one. I mean, it's host to bigger bands very often and whatnot, but it's a nice big stage with a fabulous light show and an awesome sound system. And I've heard some 10-second clips of the show from there, and I mean, they sound really good. So, yeah, I would have to say that would be the place.
Yeah, the places
Wow.
where you can get some great sound. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
That's
Absolutely.
it's wonderful. And you know, I don't care what anybody. I can buy CDs, you know, or download songs or whatever, but there is nothing better than going and seeing a show, in my mind, anyway.
There's energy, right? And it's
Yes.
funny you say that because, I mean, I'm happy writing and recording, and I'm getting better at the production end of doing this as well. You know, to where I think it suits the song better. But I really feel like for Ian K, you know, my band is fabulous. I've got some of the best players you're going to find anywhere in this country, and you know, our live energy is just so there. I mean, I people just come to me and say, "Oh my God."
Yeah, I mean, you
So-
can't get that through a CD or, you know,
Nope.
or
Not-
online. You
Not
just
the same
can't.
way. That's sure. I agree.
Nice.
Plus, you can
So-
go there, have some fun, and there's a connection that you make with the audience.
There is, yeah. It's a chemical deal. I agree. You know, and they give it back to you as well, right? I'm addicted. Oh yeah.
I don't know, where
Absolutely,
else do you have a whole group of people that are all concentrating on the same thing at the same time like that? You know?
Right.
No,
Absolutely.
you're
When
exactly.
the music is playing,
Absolutely.
they're all just, wow, listening to that, all of them. I just love it.
So, Ian, 2017, you came out with "Never Let Me Go" or released it, and it was featured on the TSN program, Highways to Fairways. Talk a little bit about that. That must have been kind of exciting.
I had 2 songs featured on that. Actually, "Never Let Me Go" was. It's actually one of my favorite Ian K songs. It's just really the first night I sat here in my studio, and I came across the chorus and the harmonies in the chorus, and I thought, oh my God, that sounds big. But I had submitted it for consideration, and they ended up picking it for Highways to Fairways, and they took my other song Yesterday that we spoke about as well, and that's also featured in the same episode, as a matter of fact. So yeah, it was pretty cool to hear.
Well, tell us
That's-
about Highways to Fairways so people know what that's all about.
Highways to Fairways it's a TSN show, and it details a couple of fellas who are traveling around, going from golf course to golf course. Similar to you know, what you see on TV these days with the I don't even know what you could compare it to actually, but you know, there's some comedic aspects to it and whatnot. It's just their stories and their travels and whatnot. And they check out some of the best golf courses and whatnot. They're sponsors of Rosner Management, who I really got the placement under, really, at the end of the day, right? And yeah, so that was probably helpful, I guess. And you know, they're great supporters. They get great music as a result of the artists that they help support too, right? So
Yeah, you know, Rosner has some great artists. But
Yep.
you know what? Why don't we take a break right now? We can
Yes.
come back and, you know, talk about it a little bit more.
Sure.
I'm ready for some more music. Here you go
I
with
am too.
IMK.
I can see you from my room, alone and waiting. I'd like to talk. the time. It doesn't seem like so long ago. I wanted you to be mine. I swore I'd never let go. You came to me with a smile. You touched my leg and you looked at me. You talked and talked for a while. I wanted us to be. I remember your voice. I remember the choice that you made. When I look at it now, well, I can't help, oh, I can't help but feel it again. Why don't you walk with me a little while and talk with me a little while? I can close my eyes, that's where you'll find me, and you'll be there beside me. The years have come and they've gone, whipping by like a flash of light. And I know that nothing is wrong, because it couldn't be more right. You're dedicated to me. You need to know that I'm here for you. And how can I make you see? I'd do anything for you. I need you to see, well, that you're perfect for me, and I know when I look at it now, well, I can't help, oh, I can't help but feel it again. Why don't you walk with me a little while, talk with me a little while? I can close my eyes, that's where you'll find me, and you'll be there beside me. Walk with me a little while, and talk with me a little while. I can close my eyes, that's where you'll find me, and you'll be there beside me. All my life, all my fears, all my pains and needs, all fears you put into your hand, and the God could ever know. I remember your voice. I remember the choice. I need you to see that you're perfect for me, and I know when I look at it now, well, I can't help, oh, I can't help but feel it again. Walk with me a little while, and talk with me a little while. I can close my eyes, that's where you'll find me, and you'll be there beside me. Walk with me a little while, talk with me a little while. I can close my eyes, that's where you'll find me, and you'll be there beside me.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to It Matters Radio. We are interviewing today the wonderful Ian Kearse, also known as Ian K. Excuse me. So, Ian, let's talk about your new management.
My new management, Grant?
Yes.
World Music Stage Records. I just
Yes.
World Music Stage Records back in August. Grant Knoll was the founder of World Music Stage Records, and I signed on for the whole ball of wax with him. Actually, he's got my publishing, he's got my personal management, and he's my record label as well. So I'm very excited for things to come.
Wow. Now, are you going to be part of the Rise Up tour? Is that a possibility that you might be doing? I think
I am a part of the Rise Up tour. That's under Rosner Management, right? So.
Oh,
Yeah, so what happened was I had signed up with Rosner Management, about a year and a half ago, and Mark and I have been working together for quite a while, but it was actually through Mark that I met Grant. And so that was, another solid connection that I got through Rosner as well. But I am committed to the Rise Up tour that's going to take place in the spring, and I believe, although I think there's details to work out, I'll be picking up on the central sort of Canada leg of it and go from Windsor to maybe Ottawa, possibly Montreal.
That's
Wow.
exciting to me, though, because what people don't realize, they're going, well, the Rise Up tour, okay, it's a bunch of musicians going on tour, but they're going to be televising musicians while they're into indie music, Buzz.
Well, I think it's going to be a bigger deal than maybe some people really give it credit for. Actually,
Yeah.
I've heard chatter of it being introduced to Netflix. I've heard chatter of Global having some. I'm not sure what the right word is, but some input with it, or whether they're going to air it or what. I'm not sure. I've been hearing a lot of stuff. Actually.
Yeah, and they're actually going to have a TV show also.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. Actually, it's going to be a televised live event of all across Canada, of all these amazing musicians, right? And I'm happy to say that I've been able to meet a lot of these different folks online, because we've all been part of the same community under the Rosner Management umbrella for the longest time. And so I kind of, even though I haven't met them, I still sort of consider them to be friends, right? So I'm looking.
It kind of is like a little bit of a family, because
It is.
It Matters Radio is a sponsor also of Rosner Management, and it was because of you, the artists, that we decided, hey, we really want to be part of this and be
Oh, that's
supportive.
awesome. Well, I know we appreciate it, that's for sure.
Well, you're just
I-
such great talent, and it's exciting. And while we're talking about that real fast, Carrie, I need to let people know about Patreon.
Right.
Now, many of you go to Starbucks and have coffee once or twice a day.
No
Okay,
more.
and that's quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
But you individuals, for as little as $1 per month, can support the Rise Up artists. And you can do that by going to Patreon Rise Up TV.
Yep.
Now, what this does, and tell me if I'm wrong, okay?
I'll do my best.
This helps pay for travel expenses, okay? Because there's gas involved, food, lodging, also things such as T-shirts. And I'm going to real fast say this: if there's any businesses out there listening, you can even do more. You can go and say, okay, I want to support Ian K. I've
Yep.
decided I really, really love his music, but I want my logo on his T-shirts or a cap.
Yeah.
And you can get with Rosner Management and work something out. But it's affordable for anyone, is what I'm trying to say. And it
And
keeps
the thing about
alive.
it too that's good is it's not just money for nothing. Like if somebody donates that money to the cause, then they get something in exchange for that. And for something like $1 a month, they'll get exclusive access to videos and behind the scenes stuff and whatever. And I'm not sure what the tier levels are. I think they're yet to be decided, but I'm sure it's going to develop into T-shirts and hats and
Yes.
whatever, maybe downloads or that kind
Right.
of thing of different artists. So it's
And you could-
really what it is. It's more like a fan club or something like that, and it's a way to both support and get something out of it at the same time.
Exactly.
Oh.
And do you know, and It Matters Radio actually, along with Rosner Management, produce a Thursday night video
Yeah.
spotlight where we
Nice.
actually do a broadcast and
cool.
present music and such to the viewers, but only the supporters on Patreon get to see those very special shows.
Is that under the Rise Up handle?
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm a supporter. I'm a patron.
Very cool.
Yeah, you'll have to go check it out.
Support yourself by all
But
means.
I'm not trying to sell anything to anybody, but
No.
hey, guys, $1 a month. Come on, and you will
Too
get a
bad.
chance to win prizes and such. You'll see. Okay, enough said about that. And I want to also mention that I very much respect Grant Knoll.
Yes. Yes, he's a wonderful man.
One of the things people don't know, that world stage, music. Well, how he began by having, and it's still there, and artists can still go there by having a website, the World Stage Music website, or is it World Music Stage? I'm sorry, and they can post information about themselves. They can put their songs on the site, and people can buy them from there, and it doesn't cost them anything. So this tells you what type of individual Grant Knoll is.
He's a music lover.
I was just going to say that. You took the words out of my mouth. Okay, Carrie, sorry, I'll shut up for
That's absolutely okay. So, Ian, you have a new song, I believe, that came out not too long ago. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, I have about 11 new songs that came out just a little while ago. So.
You make everything, is that?
That one, that's actually still on my last album. Yeah, You Make Everything. That's have you heard it? It's a good song.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
It's pushy. Good. I like the guitar in it. It's it's funny because when I wrote it, I sometimes hear these things and I think, I'm gonna be the only one that likes it, but I really like it or whatever. But that song, I usually put it in my set around third or fourth in the set, and it just really pushes and drives, and people really, I get a really good response from that song actually. So I'm very happy about that. I wasn't too sure how it was going to take off, but it works really well for me, especially in a live setting.
Yeah,
oh my God,
I
great
think
song.
another good thing about doing shows in areas, even if it's local pubs and such, is you get to try out your material.
Oh yeah.
And see what people love.
Well, believe me, I hear you. I work extremely hard at that. I'm a really, really bad critic of myself, and I scrutinize my songs like you. I know every artist says that and whatever, but I really do scrutinize my songs to really put my best foot forward and make sure that I'm putting out the best stuff that I think that I can put out at any given time, right? And as I learn to produce better and whatnot too, I think that's going to be more reflected in the actual recordings of the songs as well, right? So, I mean, they always say, well, it all starts with a good song, and if your song's good, then sort of the rest of the stuff doesn't matter, but it really does all go hand in hand. If you got a good song, if you got really good production and stuff that goes along with it well, and a really, kick-butt band, that can help you present that song, then that's really a whole package, right? So.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
I think.
So, Ian, what would be your most ideal gig?
My most ideal gig?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. Maybe 25,000 people in front of me or something like that, and playing for an hour and a half my songs, and everybody knowing the words out there, and with my dream band that I have currently, and I think that would be it.
25,000 people.
Or something.
We'd be there with t-shirts and everything. Speaking of music, where can we find your music and purchase?
Yeah. Well, I'm at www.ian-k.com. That's IAN-k.com. And I'm on all the major media outlets. I'm on Spotify, I'm on Apple, I'm on iTunes, and any of that stuff. Anywhere, iHeartMusic, like whatever. Wherever you can buy music, you can get me there.
You can find you.
Cool.
Yep.
Very, very, very cool.
A lot of artists tell me that they prefer people to go to their websites and purchase music.
Well, I don't know what to tell you about that. I guess some guys do that. I mean, I'm on Spotify, right? And I'm also with a record label. I suspect that they are probably just trying to save the 30 cents that they're not giving to iTunes or something like that.
I think so.
I think so
that
too.
must be it.
I think that's so. So, Last question. What does Ian do for fun?
Oh my God, you'll be sorry you asked that. So
Go for it, dude.
I do anything and everything. I'm a scuba diver. I like whitewater kayaking. I build guitars. I love motorcycles. I work for a living, of course. I rock climb. That's basically it. I love to camp, although I haven't been able to for quite a while now. Mostly when I'm not, playing guitar out on the road or something, I'm playing guitar at home.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey,
Right.
well, that's way to relax. And,
Well,
and
that's what we
last-
want because we want to hear
Right.
more music from you.
Hey, listen, I play
All
so
the
much
time.
guitar that I just got tennis elbow from playing guitar on tour.
There you go. Cool. last question.
All right.
What advice would you give to somebody trying to come up in the Canadian modern rock field there?
My advice would be scrutinize your music and believe in yourself. And if you like what you're putting out there, odds are that somebody else out there likes it as well. And you just have to find that right person to present it to, and believe that you're doing the right thing for you. And you just need to find somebody who believes in your music as much as you do.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Ian, for joining us. And we're so glad we were able to connect.
Yeah.
Ian,
Me
is
too.
the weather's been really rough for all of us out here. But thank you so much. If you have any new music, please send to Monica. She will feature it.
will
on
I'm
our
sure
show.
Grant will do that.
Yeah, probably Grant will do that too. But just
December 15th for you, I imagine. So.
Exactly. Yeah, and I want to thank you also for joining us today. And I'm very proud of you because I think you're so very talented.
Thank you very
And
much.
I see great things happening.
Well, you know what, guys? Thanks so much for having
Okay, you take
me.
care, Ian. Bye-bye.
wow, all right.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
That's a very cool guy.
And
I just-
I can tell if everybody that's listening to this show and hearing his music knows how good it is.
It is. Oh, the guitar licks, Monica. You know me and guitar licks. I'm in lust with his guitar licks.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a great guitarist, he is.
Yes.
Well, folks, speaking of music, I think that it's time for us to listen to a little bit more of Ian Kay. And we'll see you next Sunday, won't we, Carrie?
Yes, we will. Join us and come on back.
All right. Bye-bye, y'all. Enjoy.
Bye, y'all.
I guess I could have made it on time. The only time that matters You're so